All right, the lineup for tonight will be Tyler Robertson and Mason Neal on the front row. Brian Burkhart's triumphant return in third. Jim Johnson in fourth. David Garman and Michael Crocker fifth and sixth. Seventh is Eddie Baker. Eighth is Harrison Chandler. Graham Nucky is ninth, and Brian Mansfield is 10th. We'll watch that battle closely. DJ Kenner and Spencer Brown, 11th and 12th. 13th is Brandon Veers. Dakota Wilson is 14th. He's got a ways to go to get to the back and make Skyler proud. Coluccio in 15th. Michael Scruggs in 16th. Drew Warren 17th and Wes Schreiner 18th. 19th is Mike Killenbeck. 20th is Kevin Martin. Jason Holder 21st and Michael Whiting in 22nd. All right, everybody getting lined up on pit road. We'll try and show you as they come around. There is an oddity that we found out a few months ago about at Texas. If you drop below the, a lot of times you're trying to get below the white line as you come through 3 and 4 for the pit road entry. And there is a protrusion right in the middle of 3 and 4 that sticks out at an odd angle, and if you don't know it's there, it can sneak up and bite you. So if you're down under the white line trying to get down to pit road, that little bit of wall that is sticking out has ended a couple of races in the past that we've broadcast here. I'm sure Aaron remembers that one really well. Craig Osborne cheering on the 80 car. Dakota Wilson, the comeback kid. Pace car rolling them off and getting them lined back up. We'll see if we can get a good camera angle as they come through 3 and 4 to see the little bit of wall protrusion there. But, yeah, it can make things very, very interesting. .22 car field. Week number 3, points are starting to add up. Mistakes now could be big, and wins now can definitely be big. Cannot get the angle on that little protrusion out of turn 3 and 4, but it's right above the tunnel there as you come through 3 and 4. All right, pace car is in. And green flag is in the air. Tyler Robertson, as always, gets a good launch off the start. Mason Neal slides in behind him. They are down and away. Looking back through the field, seeing if everybody makes it through 1 and 2 clean. And, oh no, there is a wreck on the backstretch. Caution is out. Try and see if we can see who was involved in that incident. I believe Eddie Baker might have gotten caught in that. And, oh, it looks like Jim Johnson just got loose and collected the 29. Several cars get impacted there. Caution is out on lap number 1. Kind of unusual to see the Outlaws have a first lap caution. We'll have a lot of cars as we're starting to see some problems as they're trying to get stacked up on the pace car. Everybody checking up, coming down the backstretch into turn 3. No contact, fortunately. Eddie Baker on pit road. I believe Brian Burkhart is going to be going to pit road as well. Not sure. I saw something pop out about that. Eddie Baker definitely going to pit road. That car had significant damage to the front end. See if we can get a better look at it. No, he is already repaired and away. Looks like he should maintain the lead lap here. So great recovery by Eddie Baker here. We'll see if he can march his way back up to the front. He'll now be back in 22nd. And Jim Johnson also involved in that. He was the one that originally got loose going out of turn 2. And he is on pit road. Let's take a quick look if we can and see how much damage he's got. Not a significant amount, but great time to stop and top off on fuel, knowing the limited fuel that they have in these cars. Tyler Robertson managed to hold on to the lead. Mason Neal still in second. The biggest mover so far, Graham Nucky. He's up 3 spots in half a lap. DJ Kenner also up 3 spots to 8th. Patrick Coluccio picked up 3 spots in that mess. He is up to 12th, and Mike Killenbeck picks up 3 spots, as does Jason Holder. So several guys all throughout the field managed to navigate through the chaos and pick up multiple positions here. Michael Crocker picked up a spot, got himself into the top 5 now. Graham Nucky right behind him in 6th. And it looks like they will be going double file for, maybe. Lights are out on the pace car. They were looking like they were going to stack up side by side, but due to a first lap caution, no, they will stack up side by side. iRacing has the option of going for a single file restart. Oftentimes, if you have one lap or less, an incident in less than a lap of green flag racing, it will automatically go to a single file restart. However, early in the race, obviously not the case here tonight. And hey, don't forget to go donate to the MS race coming up this Saturday. You can find all the links and a whole lot more on our Facebook page, including some stories about how the MS Society has helped me and my family. One more to come tomorrow. I might even do that one live. I haven't decided yet. Coming out of turn 4, the pace car about to duck off. They will try going green again here. Probably a little more cautious off of turn 2 for some of these drivers. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. Tyler Robertson really waited till the last moment to start that. Outlaw rules, they have to start on the green flag for the first start. Every restart after that, they can go on the leader. Leader controls the restart, so everybody gets through turns 1 and 2 clean. Still some 2-wide racing towards the back as David Garman moving to the outside of Michael Crocker. Has not got the run yet, and up on the high side into turn 1, Garmin might have gotten a piece of the wall there. And Harrison Chandler gets by on the bottom. Move Crocker now up to 4th. Graham Nucky has fallen back a couple spots since this restart, trying to pick some momentum back up. And Dakota Wilson, is loose, coming off turn 4, gets down onto pit road. Green flag stays out as he was clear of the racing surface, but he is going to lose a lot of ground here. Down the back straightaway, almost everybody single file, at least for the moment. Mason Neal currently in second, but Burkhart on his return after about a month away Already up to third. Fully expect to see him moving up quite a bit and expect him to be in contention once they hit the dirt. Dakota Wilson coming back up off of pit road now. Dakota was actually starting to pick up some positions. Looked like he just got a piece of the apron as they came out of turn 4. Managed to save that car down to the infield, and he's going to go a lap down here. But a caution or some pit strategy could get him back to the lead lap. All right, Jason Holder back there in the 962 car. There on the outside, he has picked up 4 positions, started in 21st up to 7th. Mike Killenbeck, though, on a mission here. He started in 19th. He was briefly up into 13th. Looks like he's losing a little bit of ground now. Michael Scruggs up to 12th from 16th. Brandon Veers, he is now in 10th after starting in 13th. Graham Nucky, we mentioned, he is now back up into 8th place. Mansfield up to 7th after starting in 10th. Michael Crocker in the National HDD car up to 5th now. And Harrison Chandler has picked up 4 spots, started in 8th. He is now up into 4th place and looking for 3rd from Burkhart. Brandon Veers picking up another position to take 10th place here. As right behind him, Spencer Brown on the Spencer Brown on the outside, getting passed by Michael Scruggs. Scruggs looked a little loose off turn 4 that time by. Back up front, Harrison Chandler in the battle, coming off of turn 2, now looking for a way around Scruggs. Scruggs getting a run off of turn 2. He is now to the back, or Burkhart, in 3rd, now to the back bumper of Mason Neal. Burkhart getting a huge run off of turn 1 and 2. Lost a little bit of ground through 3 and 4, but he is staying right there with Mason Neal. Meanwhile, all this battling going on, Tyler Robertson has opened up a half a second lead. I'm kind of shocked that half a second is the only lead Tyler has over Mason right now, as now Harrison Chandler is making a move for 3rd. Got a run on Burkhart out of 2, little wobble there in the middle of 3 and 4. Manages to hold it. At the line, Burkhart was still in 3rd, but that won't last. The bottom line is definitely faster earlier on in the run here through 1 and 2. As the tires wear, everybody will start moving the car up a little bit, and now Harrison Chandler looking for 2nd. He gets down to the bottom on 3 and 4. He gets underneath Mason Neal here. Harrison Chandler carrying a ton of speed right now. Can he get up there and get to Tyler Robertson? And he's going to bring Brian Burkhart as they've trapped Mason Neal up on the high side. And right behind him, Michael Crocker and David Garman now back up in this battle. Crocker backing out just a little bit, gives Garman the lane. Garman still up on the high side, has to come back down a little bit. As we've mentioned in the past, these 1.5 mile tracks are not Garman's forte. He struggles at them. Obviously doing okay here tonight. Burkhart is moved back to 4th. Mason Neal finally gets around him, back up into 3rd, and Harrison Chandler trying to run down Tyler Robertson, but while Harrison was passing everybody, Tyler opened up a 2.5 lead, so now Harrison's got to try and run him down. Lap 17, so in about 8 laps, we'll expect to see a lot of cars on pit road as somebody just got into the wall. I believe that was Brian Burkhart got into the wall, coming through the quad oval. Coming down the front straightaway, he just tagged the outside wall hard. You see heavy right side damage to that car. We'll see if he stays out or if he goes ahead and makes the early pit stop. He's going to be a lot slower here and probably going to lose even more positions. He was running in the top 5 prior to that incident. Actually, he had dropped back to 6, but hitting the outside wall, he's lost a lot of ground and obviously has some handling issues in that car. Tyler Robertson continues to extend his lead over Harrison Chandler. Mason Neal now losing a little bit of ground in 3rd place. Garmin up to 4th. Crocker holding on to 5th right now. DJ Kenner now up to 6th after starting in 11th, and he's brought Brandon Veers, who started in 13th with him, up to 7th. Eddie Baker, involved in that first incident, restarted in 22nd place, is now back up into 8th. He is going to be the other car to watch here tonight as he is picking his way back to the front of the field. Put Eddie Baker to 7th now, so he's picked up 15 spots since the restart. And he's got DJ Kenner just ahead in 6th. Tyler Robertson's lead holding at about 1.6 seconds for the moment. Oh, is it pronounced Fires? I am so sorry. I did not realize that. Brandon Vyers. My apologies for mispronouncing his name for a couple of weeks here. Newer member to the league, and I honestly thought I had it right. And Eddie Baker now to 7th. And looking to the inside on DJ Kenner. If Eddie comes in and pulls in a top 5 or even a top 3 finish tonight, that will be a heck of a comeback after first lap incident, having to go to pit road, having to get that car repaired, and marching his way back to the front. First, the green flag pit stops have started. Kevin Martin has gone to pit road. Wesley Schreiner also on pit road. Tyler Robertson generally pitting one lap after everybody else, at least the last couple of weeks in the Cup and last Sunday in the truck. He generally goes one lap further than the majority of the field, and that strategy has paid off so far. We'll see if he continues that. Harrison Chandler staying out for the moment. Mason Neal staying out. We're estimating 25 to 27 laps. Tyler Robertson does not come to pit road this time, so he's going to go one more time. Let's see, and it looks like Harrison Chandler giving up 2nd place. Mason Neal stays out. Garmin stays out. Crocker, Eddie Baker, almost everybody else staying out. Now, Garmin last week, he was one of a couple of cars that stayed out longer than everybody else and stretched that fuel mileage. Brian Burkhart now on pit road. So we'll see if he tries to stretch that mileage and play a little strategy here as well. Mason Neal giving up 2nd to come to pit road. Tyler Robertson dropping to pit road, giving up the lead. David Garmin now staying out. Michael Crocker stays out. Eddie Baker, DJ Kenner staying out, but Tyler Robertson, Mason Neal, Brandon Vyers, Jim Johnson, Brian Mansfield, Graham Nucky, Michael Scruggs, Patrick Coluccio, and Michael Whiting all on pit road. In top 3 now, David Garmin, Michael Crocker, Eddie Baker. Looks like Crocker is slowing down for pit road. Eddie Baker is not. David Garmin comes to pit road. He made a very late decision to make that dive onto pit road and managed to make it stick. Eddie Baker now to the lead. And you know he has got to have his fingers crossed. Of course, he can go about 2 laps more than everybody else. He's got to have his fingers crossed. If this thing goes pulls a caution in the next few laps, he would be in the perfect position. DJ Kenner ducks off of pit road, or ducks onto pit road, excuse me. Drew Warren staying out. And Eddie Baker continuing to lead, as we've talked about, incident on lap 1. He can probably go a few extra laps after pitting early. But these guys are going to be substantially faster than him now on 4 fresh tires. Looking to see, I don't see where anybody has attempted a 2-tire pit stop as yet. Something they may save for later in the race if anybody chooses to try that one. Drew Warren now up into second. He has not pitted yet either. Now Drew Warren comes to pit road. Eddie Baker ducking to pit road, and Harrison Chandler will assume the lead. Next time, I believe Harrison will take the lead, and he's got a 2.5 second lead over Tyler Robertson. And he's got the lap car of Michael Scruggs, who is currently in 18th, right behind him. And Harrison Chandler does officially assume the lead. Tyler Robertson 2.4 seconds back from him. DJ Kenner currently running in third, and he is about 5 seconds behind Tyler. But he is Mason Neal right there with him. He's got David Garman right there with him. Michael Crocker currently in 6th, trying to run him down. Burkhart back up to 7th after that impact with the wall. Jim Johnson in 8th, and they are battling with Brandon right now. Brandon looking to pick up some position. He slides up a little bit on corner entry. Jim Johnson gets clear. Brian Mansfield currently running in 10th. Graham Nucky in 11th. And all green flag stops have been completed. Actually, I believe Spencer Brown is still on pit road at the moment. Harrison Chandler's lead is starting to diminish. It is down to 1.8 seconds over Tyler Robertson. Plus, Michael Scruggs, the lap car right there in front of Tyler Robertson, is going to give him a big advantage. Once he closes in, he'll have the added advantage of the draft. Harrison really does not have, he's got one car a little ways up from him. Jason Holder just ahead, but that's not going to be a huge help because Tyler Robertson is a lot closer to Michael Scruggs, and Tyler now definitely getting that draft 1.3 seconds back. Michael Scruggs moving over, letting Tyler go by easily. And now Tyler sets his sights on Harrison Chandler. Biggest movers so far tonight, Brandon Vyers in 8th, up 5 spots. DJ Kenner started in 11th. He is up 8 spots to 3rd. And Harrison, who started back in 8th, is now in the lead. But how much longer can he hold off Tyler Robertson is the question. Further back, Mike Killenbeck is in 14th after starting in 19th. And Michael Whiting starting dead last in 22nd, now up to 15th. I actually don't think Michael Whiting qualified at all, so he is actually storming to the front. Not quite as quickly, though, as Tyler Robertson. He is now 0.3 of a second back from Harrison Chandler. Lap 36, they know they're going to have to do at least one more pit stop here. How hard is Harrison going to fight him? Harrison's trying to break the draft here and make sure he does not give Tyler the bottom line. He is going to fight Tyler for that position and make him work the high side. Harrison ducking low, but Tyler's got the momentum off into 1 and 2. Harrison couldn't hold him off at all there. Tyler Robertson has been one of the strongest cars the last several weeks here. Side by side down the backstretch, and Tyler Robertson back to the lead. DJ Kenner in third, now under attack from David Garman. Mason Neal now back up into fifth. Michael Crocker in sixth. Brandon Vyers up to seventh now. Brian Burkhart back up to eighth after that hard impact with the wall. Jim Johnson in ninth, and in 10th is Eddie Baker. Eddie extended his pit stop a couple of extra laps out there. We'll see if that pays off. He'll have the freshest tires on track at the moment. Will he be able to get back to the front? Will his strategy pay off? He did have to make that early stop after the lap 1 incident. And Tyler Robertson already starting to open up a bit of a lead. Meanwhile, this battle back here, this is David Garman in fourth, Mason Neal in fifth, with a couple of lap cars mixed in there of Graham Nucky and Dakota Wilson. Saw Dakota have an amazing recovery after getting way loose in turn 4, managing to save the car. Take the shortcut through pit road at pit road speed, but got back out on track, recovered the car. We'll see if a caution comes out, he could still be in this race. 22 cars on track, currently 15 cars on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap right now appears to be Drew Warren in 15th. Then you got Michael Whiting up in 14th. Killenbeck is 13th. Battling with Patrick Coluccio in 12th. Brian Mansfield up to 11th now. And Brian Burkhart in 10th. Brian still trying to recover some positions after being in the top 5 most of the first run until he got a little bit of the wall right there. Tyler Robertson out front has not been able to run very far away from Harrison Chandler yet. Harrison staying within a half a second. DJ Kenner, however, has dropped back substantially. He is 7 seconds back in third. And the lap car of Graham Nucky looks like he's giving DJ a run for his money. Graham's going to try and get back to the lead lap here to see if he can pull off a win 2 nights in a row. Graham Nucky managing to get around. Let's take a look at Graham and see what's going on there. I am not sure how he ended up so far behind all of a sudden. He was running with Brian Mansfield. Now he's back in 19th. Showing 2 laps down. He must have had some problems on pit road, although his pit road speed was about on par with everybody else. Whatever the case may be, he is storming back through this field. Trying to get in a position to unlap himself now, and we're 5 laps or so away from another round of pit stops. But for some of those guys that pitted early, they're already hitting pit road, including Wesley Schreiner, who has come and gone. These leaders can go to about lap 52, 53, somewhere in there, depending on how far they determine to push that fuel. Spencer Brown had an incident just a moment ago. Oh, he grabbed the wall coming off of turn 4. Manages to recover, though, through the infield. Great save by Spencer Brown. He was trying the old pass in the grass move there. Harrison Chandler still holding on to the back bumper of Tyler Robertson at the moment. DJ Kenner and David Garman, third and fourth, continuing to lose ground to those two lead cars. Mason Neal currently running in 5th place. He's about a second and a half behind Garman. Michael Crocker has lost a couple of spots. We've seen him up battling in the top 5 just about every race in the first half of this one, but now he has dropped back to 7th. He came into tonight tied with Brandon McLaughlin for 4th place in points. And it looks like Harrison Chandler decided to make his pit stop a little early here, leaving Tyler Robertson out there alone. It certainly appears that way, Matt. Matt Stewart saying Tyler Robertson is an alien. And he gets a little bit of the apron and a little wiggle through 3 and 4. Alien being the term affectionately used for some of the top drivers in iRacing. Tyler Robertson obviously deserves that title the way this season is going. Harrison Chandler is now done on pit road. Interestingly, he was only the second car to start his second round of stops. Jason Holder now jumps into pit road. This is the final stop for all these drivers. DJ Kenner, David Garman, probably the best battle on track right now. These two have been fighting it out since the last pit stop. DJ managing to hold Garman off so far. Now you got Kevin Martin on pit road. Brandon Vyers on pit road. Brian Mansfield, Patrick Coluccio now coming to pit road. And Tyler Robertson made the move to pit road. So now the lead will go to DJ Kenner. For the first time tonight, Kenner leads a lap trying to get some bonus points in here. David Garman currently running in second. These two have not pitted. They both went a lap further than everybody else. Expect to see them in the next 2 laps or so. Mason Neal ducks off and comes. Oh, Mason Neal has a problem getting onto pit road. Let's see what happened. Mason Neal comes in just a little bit too hot and has to lock up the brakes to get checked up, but he manages to save that car and probably picked up a little bit of time there as well. David Garman in the lead. DJ Kenner drops to pit road now. And it's 3 wide right behind him. There's multiple battles on track, and Eddie Baker now up into second. Harrison Chandler now back up off of pit road, and he is ahead of Tyler Robertson at the moment by 7 seconds. David Garman, though, continues to extend. Garman comes to pit road now. Eddie Baker keeps going. He is going to try and lead a lap. He does lead a lap here. Drew Warren also still out. We'll see if he ducks down pit road this time. No, he does not. So Eddie Baker to the lead. And it is great to see Eddie up front leading after the lap 1 incident. Dakota giving a pit road report that this sucks. All right, Eddie Baker giving up the lead now. Drew Warren in second. Will he assume the lead or will he come to pit road? Harrison Chandler currently in third. Drew Warren continues to stay out, and he gets bonus points for leading a lap. Harrison Chandler now in second, and he has a good lead. He's still right at 6 seconds ahead of Tyler Robertson. And a lot of cars between Harrison and Tyler. You see it there, about 4 cars. Brian Mansfield. I saw Jim Johnson back there. So a lot of cars between them that Tyler Robertson is going to have to navigate through. Drew Warren looks like he is the last car on pit road. Everybody else has been to pit road. DJ Kenner comes back out in third. He is 12.8 seconds out from Tyler Robertson. This may come down to a question of, in 19 laps, can Tyler Robertson make up 6 seconds? The gap is down to 6 seconds now, but Tyler's going to have to come through a lot of traffic Harrison has behind him. There is just a wall of cars between those two. Brian Mansfield currently in 8th place. He is the first car 1 lap down. Jim Johnson in 9th. Michael Crocker in 10th. Pit stops not going well for some of these drivers. And Graham Nucky, we were hoping to see him get a second win in a row tonight. Currently running in 14th, 1 lap down. Harrison Chandler, he pitted before the rest of these guys. They've got 1 or 2 lap fresher tires. You're starting to see the difference in that as Jim Johnson makes a move on Brian Mansfield. That is a battle for position. These guys are battling for position right behind the leader. Tyler Robertson out there all by himself. Jim Johnson battling this is for 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. This battle going right behind him. As Michael Crocker gets around Mansfield for 9th. Meanwhile, up front, Harrison Chandler's lead now 4.8 seconds. 16 laps to go, and Tyler Robertson is chipping away at him. Last lap, Tyler Robertson was a half a second faster than the leader. And now these lap cars that were giving Harrison Chandler a little bit of a buffer are getting around him coming out of turn 2. He's still got a couple of cars between him. Brian Mansfield and Michael Whiting, I believe, still between him and Tyler Robertson. But Tyler now 4 1/4 seconds back and gaining. 14 laps to go. This could be a close one if he can get there. He's going to burn up his tires. He could potentially burn up his tires just trying to get to Harrison. Meanwhile, Harrison has a little bit of drafting help that Tyler does not have. Last time by, though, Tyler Robertson, 0.8 of a second faster than the leader. 3.3 seconds between them. And now Brian Mansfield has gone back by, so he does not have that buffer. Harrison Chandler does not have that buffer there anymore. He's just got the 1 car behind him, the 28 of Michael Scruggs. Tyler Robertson really on a mission here to get his second win of the season. "12 laps to go. Can Tyler close down?" It's now 2.8 seconds. Last time by, half a second faster was Tyler Robertson over the leader. And now he'll have a little bit of drafting help, at least till they get into turn one. He drops to the low side and goes flying by. DJ Kenner still in third place. Graham Nucky trying to charge it back by again. Mason Neal currently in fourth. David Garman has slipped back to fifth. And would you look at Eddie Baker, currently running in sixth. If he can get around Garman, get a top five finish here, that would be huge, huge considering the way this race started. Brian Burkhart in seventh. Michael Crocker currently running eighth. Jim Johnson is ninth, and Brian Mansfield is 10th. Michael Whiting now up to 11th after starting last in 22nd. Brandon Vyers 12th. Patrick Coluccio is in 13th. Drew Warren is in 14th. Mike Killenbeck now to 15th, and Michael Scruggs in 16th. Jason Holder in 17th. Kevin Martin 18th. Dakota Wilson is in 19th. Graham Nucky in 20th. 21st is Spencer Brown. Wesley Schreiner is 22nd. Back up front, Harrison Chandler trying to get back around Brian Mansfield here. He's trying to build that buffer back up. It is 1.6 seconds from Harrison to Tyler Robertson with 9 laps to go. Tyler Robertson now has him in his sights. Riding along with Tyler here as they go through 1 and 2, and you can see he sees the leader up there. He sees Scruggs and Mansfield between him, and he has the draft off these two cars now. Through 3 and 4, hangs it right on that bottom line. These cars a lot more planted, a lot more downforce than those street stocks we saw at the same track last night. As he goes back through 1, you hear him having to get way, way out of the throttle. .3 seconds from him to the leader now. Last time by, he was only a quarter of a second faster than Harrison. His tires might be starting to fall off. He was pushing extremely, extremely hard to get there. Eddie Baker has managed to get around David Garman and pick up 5th. Now has Mason Neal in his sight looking for 4th. Harrison Chandler, 5 laps to go to get his first Outlaw win here tonight. But a hard-charging Tyler Robertson, 1.3 seconds behind him. And last time by, Harrison Chandler was actually a few hundredths of a second faster than Tyler Robertson. Tyler using Michael Scruggs to help pull him down the back straightaway, gets by through 3 and 4. 4 laps to go. Can Harrison hold him off? The gap closes just a little bit through 1 and 2, but not enough, just a couple hundredths of a second. Harrison Chandler needs to drive his best laps ever right now to keep Tyler behind him. He has no cars in front of him that will impact him in any way, shape, or form, but he also has no drafting help. Last time by, Tyler Robertson did not close the gap at all. They had identical lap times last time. Michael Scruggs had an issue a lap ago. We saw Tyler Robertson. Oh, same thing that happened to Jim earlier in the race. Just gets the outside wall coming out of 4. You tend to get a little bit of a push. He manages to save it, but not the way he wanted this night to go after having such a good run. Harrison Chandler, just 2 laps to go. The gap now 1.1 second. Tyler Robertson closes to the back bumper of Brian Mansfield. Mansfield moves over, lets him by. But he lost time getting around Mansfield. It is 1.3 seconds as the white flag comes in the air. Out of turn 2, the gap stays the same. There isn't enough time at this point. Harrison just needs to drive clean through 3 and 4. Checkered flag is in the air, and Harrison Chandler gets his first win in the Outlaws. Tyler Robertson comes home in second. DJ Kenner comes home third. What a recovery by Eddie Baker, Eddie comes home in 4th place after wrecking and having to restart at the back of the field on lap 4. Wrecking on lap 1, started in 22nd on lap 4, marched his way back into the top 5. Mason Neal comes home in 5th. David Garman is 6th. Brian Burkhart 7th. Michael Crocker is 8th. Jim Johnson is 9th. Brian Mansfield comes home 10th. Michael Whiting 11th. Drew Warren is 12th. Brandon Vyers 13th. Patrick Coluccio 14th. Mike Killenbeck 15th. Jason Holder comes home 16th as they begin the standard Outlaw celebration. And it sounds like a couple of cars just blew their motors. All right, let's see if DJ is available, if we can talk to our top 3 here. I do not see them, but I am looking for our winner. I actually don't see our winner either. I do believe we have our 2nd place car. Hey, Tyler, you got me? Oh, well, let's see if we can get a hold of Eddie Baker real quick. Eddie, this is Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Doug.
Hey, a wreck on lap 1, and you still come back to finish 4th. That was one heck of a run, bud.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I was really hoping that I could have got a little bit more out of it, but you know me, I took 2 tires at the end there, so I didn't have all I could have got out of it, but I had to try something.
Hey, that 2-tire stop got you past 2 very fast cars there at the end, and after getting wrecked and having to restart in 22nd, a 4th place finish, nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, I do got to get back to that winner circle though. I'm trying real hard, but these guys really stepped it up again this season, so gotta give it all.
Well, regardless, man, a heck of a recovery. We watched you all night. That was a great job.
Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate all the recognition, and thanks for everything you guys do. I want to give a huge shout-out to Steve Clemmy. Asked for a shout-out tonight if I got on the interview, so just put that out there.
All right, man. Congratulations, bud.
Thanks, buddy.
And I do believe Tyler Robertson has joined us.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. A heck of a run there, but with about 5 laps to go, it looked like your tires just kind of gave up.
Well, I mean, it's it's all aero, and it's not easy when you can see the leader and you got 2 lap cars in between. And I was trying to push and trying to get there. I saw every now and again I would gain like half a second, 8/10, but I figured he was kind of either saving his stuff behind those cars. But when I got to him, I just couldn't get around him with how old the tires were. But it was a good strategy call by Harrison. I thought I could get him, but I burned it too early, too fast on that last run. But hey, happy with second. I got a win so far, and I'm not. I'm keeping the top 5 streak alive.
Well, and you definitely extended your points lead with you finishing second and David Garman finishing back in sixth. You should extend your points lead a little bit more here tonight.
Yeah, it's still early in the season. I know David's pretty good, and I know Harrison. You know, he's definitely showed up tonight. And I can't turn my back on Mason or Eddie. But we'll see. We'll keep clicking away. I feel good about the car, but I keep getting snubbed somewhere. So hopefully I can have a mistake free race.
Well, you definitely did at the season opener, and I'm sure we're going to see another one before too much longer.
Oh, I hope so.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. Great second place finish. Continue to lead the points. Great night, bud.
Thank you.
All right, that was Tyler Robertson. I'm looking to see. I do not see Harrison available to talk to. However, we are going to switch over. Don't go anywhere here in just a moment. First, a couple of quick updates. Dakota saying he's about to abuse the crap out of his limited late model. Skylar Massey congratulating Dakota on not finishing last. And don't go anywhere. We will be back in just a moment. They are literally switching over to the limited late models as we speak, and we will get going from Lima Land. Don't go anywhere. Aaron, that's actually a really good idea. I wish you'd mentioned about 6 hours ago. But now that XCal has given us an idea, this might be something you see in the coming weeks where we put a highlight reel of the previous week's events from all the different leagues broadcast